ELI5 Why is there sand in deserts and no dirt? Why isn't there sand anywhere else? This is a misconception. Most deserts have a lot of dirt and it is the rare desert that only has sand. Although the soil still has sand mixed in, but so does the soil of a lot of non-desert places. Here is a map of soil composition over the United States and you will find sand in various concentrations in every state. Sand is broken down rock with bits that are sand size, but rocks can also break down to smaller bits, clay and silt. In a desert the processes that make clay and silt aren't present, specifically water erosion. Dirt is made up of sand, silt, clay and natural fertilizer. In some deserts, especially dry ones, many of those components will be missing, so you are just left with sand. Your view of what constitutes desert is not complete. In the geographic sense, desert simply denotes an exceedingly dry, or arid, region. It's not concerned with the composition of the surface layer. There are mountainous deserts, salt flat deserts and ice sheet deserts, for example. Believe it or not, the polar regions can be considered deserts. Never been to a beach, lake, river? There is sand several places besides a desert. On a basic level, dirt is what generally covers the earth. Sand is small rock particles that have been broken down over time. This is why sand exists where waters are used to be. The entire premise of your question is wrong. Deserts have all types of soil in them. Have you ever seen a playa? That is clay and silt. Also, sand is found in many places. The topsoil of the upper Midwest of the US is mostly sand. Riverbeds are made of sand. My friend, you'll be ecstatic to learn about beaches. In all seriousness though, much of the time dirt isn't just rock, but plant material and stuff mixed with it. Sand frequently is found in places where plants are less common and is mostly just rock. I live on an island. It's basically all sand under the grass. Anytime they do construction you can see it. And we have ants like you wouldn't believe. It's like a giant anthill. I'm assuming this is because I live right between the ocean and the bay. A large portion of the world's sands are created by parrotfish. I think deserts were often ocean beds at one point before everything moved around. Someone can feel free to correct me here. I'm not a geologist or anything. Michigan has sand, lots and lots of sand. The last ice age crushed and ground rocks into sand. We have sand dunes. Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore, northern Michigan, and the up are very sandy. Seriously, have you ever been in a desert? I spent years in the American Southwest, and rocks and dirt were super common. Very rare to see accumulations of sand, especially rare to see dunes. Only a small portion of dirt is sand. The bulk of the material is decomposed organic matter, mostly from plants and a bit from animals. In areas with little of either, all that's left is the sand. Ever been to a beach? Pretty sure those are usually sand everywhere in the world. There is absolutely sand all over. Michigan and Indiana have giant sand dunes along the shore of Lake Michigan. Plants and trees grow and then die. These dead plants decompose into dirt and build up over time. Deserts are too hot and dry for plants to grow in the quantities necessary to create dirt. Deserts refer to the amount of rainfall, not the soil type. Other people have answered why some deserts have sand. Antarctica is a desert but has dirt under the snow and ice. Why is there sand in deserts and no dirt? Why isn't there sand anywhere else? Can you ELI5 something for me? How can you never have heard of a beach? This isn't true. Lived in a desert in New Mexico for 3 years. For the most part it was hard-packed dirt above a layer of clay. In the upper Midwest, if you dig a hole a few feet deep you will encounter sod, topsoil, and then sand as you go deeper. The Fraser Island in Australia is made up entirely by sand and it has a dense forest, even freshwater lakes. There are areas that have sand and are not desert. Nebraska sandhills, covered in grass, used for cattle,